Hey everybody, it's your favorite ghost hunter here. It's Angela Kotz, and I'm here with Ghost Hunting Beauties. I'm bringing to you today, I've got Amy Lee with Spring Paranormal Investigations, and she is here to recap one of our latest adventures, which was the Lavaca County Jail. Say hi, Amy.
Hi.
So welcome to the show. Excited to have you. It's been really fun working with you.
You too.
So tell me a little bit about what your experiences are from the jail from before you started working with us.
So we went about 2.5 years ago, I think it was, and it was very, very different. It was very ominous from the moment we got there. People kept just getting angry.
Oh, wow.
It was just a very volatile feeling. They warned us at the time about the upstairs and how that area was worse. So we were kind of prepared for that. But my medium and my sensitive both had to be removed during the night.
Oh, no.
Because it was so bad. Both of them were channeled and taken over. And
Oh, my gosh.
it was very
Did you
bad.
sense it as soon as you drove up, or was it that you sensed it when you walked in?
For me, it was, just kind of laying eyes on it was like, oh, this looks cool. But I just took it as it's a really creepy looking old antique building. So, not let my imagination run away with me.
Right. So tell me what you know about the jail before you went in. So before you guys got there, what drove you to want to be at this jail?
So we researched it. We knew it was a fairly small facility, but it had housed kind of the worst of the worst in that area.
Oh, right.
We knew that, there were people that spent pretty much their whole lives there, people that had been hung there and, death sentences. So, just a lot of great energy for this kind of thing.
Right. Perfect for ghost hunting.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So you get there, everyone's kind of starting to feel the energy, people are channeling. Mm-hmm. What happened to you personally? Did you feel anything try to come into you, or?
I didn't personally feel that. I was, I think, more on guard, kind of watching everybody else, which is usually what it is for me.
The boss, right?
Right. Michelle was bothered literally from the moment she got out of the car.
Oh, no.
And so I kind of had a very close watch on her that night. And I mostly worked with Tracy, who's my niece, and she was on the team at the time, and Michelle that night. And Michelle, like I said, did get taken over at one point. She wasn't aware of what was going on. She couldn't speak.
She
that's
was
not
just good. Wow.
Completely, pretty much non-coherent. So we had to get her downstairs, get her out of the building before that kind of went away. And at which point she was, where am I? What happened?
Oh, so
what
she had
was
no
said?
memory.
No.
Oh, wow.
So then she got very mad because, she's not one that takes that well.
Right.
And she's going to give you some lip. So we went back in and she wanted to confront them. So
oh, no.
that was a little...
Never a good idea. Never a good idea. Not in that state.
And then the weirdest part of the night, she had a pendulum with her.
Oh,
just
neat.
for fun, because I don't, subscribe to that as evidence. But
right.
She had it with her. It was a gift. It's very special to her. It's sentimental. And she had used it all night. We'd all seen it. She had it in the car on the way up there. She had it at the jail. When we went back in and she confronted them, some point during that little session, it went missing.
Oh, so she did confront them. Oh, my gosh.
We couldn't find it anywhere. So I actually walked between the cells and the walls and those tiny little thin areas and did the whole upstairs trying to find it for her. Could not find it anywhere.
Oh,
we finally had to give up. She was pretty upset about it because
yeah.
it was special to her and we had to leave. And then the next morning when we dropped her off at her house, she walked in, went into her bedroom, and it was laying on her bed in the middle of her bed, perfectly placed.
No. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So direct. So go steal and can return things. So at least they returned it.
Yeah. And she was mouthy about it. You better return it. When it better show up in the car. It better show up at my house. It better show up somewhere. I want that back.
Wow. Well, at least they listened to her. So she's boss lady with these ghosts then. But there you go. So now whenever you had the harrowing experience last time, the demons, the possession, the craziness. So what were you expecting this time? Were you kind of feeling the same thing when you got out, or was this totally different experience when you were with the Ghost Hunting Beauties?
It was a totally different experience. I think I was prepared for that because I had already seen this, and it's like, okay, this is what we're going into again.
Right.
And with you guys who haven't done this regularly like
Right.
we do, so I kind of felt even more on guard, but it was it was a different atmosphere. It was just much calmer, much more peaceful. The interactions we had seemed pleasant.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. I remember that. It was when we got there first, well, we trying to look around, and I'm telling you, there was something different though. Like this was one of the more haunted places that we've ever visited. So I know you prepared me ahead of time
Right.
for some of the craziness. So I think us being more prepared was really good for exploring. And one of the strangest things that happened to me though before anyone got there was as I was touring and I walked and hit this one spot, and my heart just started racing and my blood pressure dropped and I almost passed out. I mean, I'm almost straight to the ground and my heart wouldn't get back into rhythm. Have you ever encountered something like that before?
Not that sensation exactly, but I've definitely had, the intense headaches, the nausea, some of the other things they can do, the cold spots,
Right.
Intensely hot spots. They can do that
Really?
too.
Now that I haven't heard.
So I've had all of that. I've never had that. I don't know, that shaky feeling
Right.
though.
I just thought I needed some sugar and some banana bread, so I went and ate a bunch of banana bread. I was like, I baked, look. And then when we sat down, there was a woman trying to speak to me. Now, no one told me that the kitchen was haunted. I'm expecting ghosts in jail cells, okay? And I'm sitting there just eating banana bread, and it's like a muted, muffled sound. Mm-hmm. So I guess this is why a lot of professionals bring the audio equipment. Mm-hmm. So do you guys bring that as well? Do y'all have the audio equipment?
We do. We usually have 2 or 3 standing audio recorders that just do that. And then we have a white noise generator that we put in a room we're not in.
Cool.
And just put it down really low and keep a recorder with that.
All right, so we went into the doll room. I know
Right.
everything happened right before the cameras. It's like they know when the cameras are on.
Yeah.
So what did you feel in the doll room?
It's hard to say because we had so little interaction. It felt lighter to me, more like a child or
Right.
a mother or something like that.
A feminine energy.
More of a curiosity with us versus a fear or
Right.
wanting to instigate anything. It's kind of a more, what are we doing here? What's going on in this room?
Whatever it was, it sat next to me because then my thing went off like crazy and I felt it. And it's like, I can never move when it's a child. I don't know what it is between grown-up ghosts and kid ghosts. When it's like a kid, I can't move.
They scare
I'm frozen. Yes, I don't know why, because I think kids are just unpredictable. I mean, even kids that are alive, they freak me out sometimes. I'm just saying. Just saying. I'm a mom, but kids freak me out. So with the doll room, like I was expecting the doll to like spin its head. That's the one time you'll see me run. If something starts spinning on its own, like if I would have seen that pendulum going, I probably would have ran. But I didn't get it from there. But the jail cells, when we moved on to that, was really interesting. But of all the rooms with the sheriff, he remembered someone from your team. So you want to tell us about that?
Yeah. So when we went the first time, Jason, Lynette, and Chris were in that room. And Lynette, he remembered Lynette.
Crazy. Crazy.
And I think he remembered the others too.
Oh, wow.
But I think he also remembered that I was there. I didn't speak to him directly that night, but
Right.
I mean, I was the one who put them in that room and set that up. And, so I think he remembered just us in general being there.
Right.
And we were very, very respectful.
Oh, yeah.
With him, especially the first time.
Oh, yeah. Especially since that's where he was shot. So,
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if he was shot in that room. We never got to that. He didn't like the personal questions. But how do you know that he remembered you guys?
We actually asked during the session, and he confirmed that he did remember us being there prior, and he remembered talking to Lynette and Jason and Chris. So that was very, very cool.
I think it's when she put on the hat. He loved it. Like normally, I don't think they like that, but I think for some reason...
I do not know what came over her. I was like, what are you doing?
She was a different person in that moment. It was great. She put on the cowboy hat and the sheriff was like, I like this. I don't know why.
I think she got caught up in the fun. It's,
right.
For us, like seeing y'all do this, it's kind of like when you're an adult and you're watching kids at Christmas.
That's us, yes. We're the kids.
Because we've done this for so long, right. Every single week. And it's even the things that to most people are, oh my God.
Right.
To us, it's regular. This is typical. This is part of it. And I can't, it's been so long, I almost can't remember having that feeling.
Right.
Like y'all get. I vaguely do, but I mean, almost 30 years. So,
oh my God.
It's just hard to even remember what that felt like.
Right.
And I think she kind of got a glimpse of that for a minute. She got caught up in it. So
there you go. I love it.
Fun.
And that's the whole point, is to communicate with spirits, be respectful, and to learn information, because it's about the storytelling. They're not here to tell their story anymore.
Right.
So we try to communicate with them for them to tell their story.
Yeah.
Now, when we got to the jail cells is when things got a little bit more intense, because there were suicides in the specific cells we were sitting in. And when we sat down and the energy was just a lot heavier. Did you feel the same way?
It was. It was sad. To me, it was just more sad, both of them.
Being in jail that long, or maybe they had a crime that they regretted, or maybe they didn't even belong there and they were falsely accused. But I felt the same thing. And what did you experience whenever you started asking questions? Did you learn anything from the specific one in that jail cell?
Well, we had the one upstairs, and then we had the one downstairs. So we had the two. And I'm trying to remember the details of both of them, but it was just kind of, to me, emotionally a little bit, overwhelming hearing that and hearing how much they're still caught in that moment. It's been so long and they are still right in that moment.
Do you feel that spirits, that's what they're experiencing when they're communicating, that they're at that last moment is what transfers with their energy? Meaning that something, if it's tragic, then you feel that tragedy?
It depends. In my experience, it's sometimes there's something much earlier in their life that they just can't seem to get past.
Right.
And they're still holding on to that. They die and it's like, oh, I can't cross because I'm still upset about this, or I'm still holding on to this.
So you think that they choose not to cross?
Oh, yeah. We definitely, we hold ourselves here.
That makes sense.
If for any number of different reasons, whether it's a traumatic death or an early death or something that happened to them in life that they just can't get past.
Right.
Sometimes it's that, the spouse is still alive and they die and they wait for them and somehow get lost. And, now the spouse is gone and they're just still there waiting. Why didn't they come back?
Right. I agree, because I felt the same thing, and I was wondering if a person, if they take their life or they have a tragic ending, if maybe that energy is transferred somehow to the sensitive or to the medium or to the people in the room who are seeing it.
Right.
Because that's what I was kind of feeling, something heavy, something ominous. So from the whole experience with the Ghost Hunting Beauties, what was your takeaway from the Lavaca Jail?
That was a really good investigation, I felt like. I mean, we got good activity in pretty much every spot that we were in. And hearing those stories was really good, because last time we didn't have any of those stories. None of the ones that were sad or had these traumatic deaths talk to us. We kind of got the poor sheriff and the unfriendlies.
Right.
So it was very nice. It was a much different, less intimidating, experience.
Right. And the ladies from the jail are just incredible. They had such great stories to share with us. And those stories are what really just drew us in. Like, their stories all day, every day. I could probably sit and listen to them for hours. Mm-hmm. And then when y'all came in, I feel like we took it to the next level. So I think it was a really good investigation, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely.